Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel and happy new year. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video. Last year just hasn't been a great year for me, and also we've been having non-stop rain here in Ireland since December. Now we're into March now, and the weather has been starting to pick up lately. We're getting lovely sunny weather, so I thought it would be a nice day today to go through all the plants that I have in my collection. So there are a lot of plants that I no longer have since my last video. Some of them just due to mealybugs that I had, and some of them was from root rot, overwatering, things like that. So I'm now getting into more like easygoing plants, plants that are like stay hardy for me. So I'm gonna take you around my home and just heads up, just don't mind the mess around my home. So I'm gonna go around and take you to the kitchen first. So this is all the plants that I have left in the kitchen. So it's a bit different since the last video. So I still have my, I think this is the Marble Queen pothos. And you can see that it has lost a lot of the white variegation. It's like more like very green color now. And I think with variegated pothos, the more sun that they get, the color stays. So I mean, with these plants, they don't need like indirect sun. They do really well like in low light as well. So in my kitchen I do get the evening light, and it's been doing really well. So yeah, and then here I have just like a CC plant, one of the props I had. So this plant, like if you have a CC plant, you know their roots, like the ball of the root is like potatoes, like really big. And this one was this one here is actually really big, the potato. So it's kind of like nearly the size of the pot. So I kind of separated this plant and to grow on its own, and that's just a small one that I just put there. Yeah, so I find CC plants, they're like very hardy plants, you know. They don't need to be watered much, and like they do really well in a lot of people's home. But this is the compact version. I think it's the Sensi one. So I prefer this one compared to the normal CZ. And with their leaves, I find that they can collect a lot of dust, so I would recommend cleaning the leaves. But other than that, it's just like a very hardy plant. And this one here is I think it's a calicoe plant, and they have so many different varieties, like color of the blooms. So when I bought this, actually it was like this. So I tend to buy them when they're starting to bud and it has come, so all the flowers have bloomed. I'm still getting used to this plant because it can be very hard to look after. I think once the flowers bloom, they do dry up, and I think usually people cut off the dead flowers. But I think they should bloom every spring. I'm not quite sure, but I am thinking of giving this plant to somebody who has well knowledgeable about this plant. I mean, this plant was actually €2 in IKEA, so it's actually a very good bargain. I had the white one before, and I find this kind of like a pinky orange one is really pretty. And also next weekend is Mother's Day as well, so I might give this to my mother-in-law. We'll see. And then here I have another plant. I can't remember the name of this one, but I'm sure a lot of people know of this plant and have had this plant in their collection. And I find this plant, it needs to be missed all the time. I find with the leaves, they can get very crispy if it's not misted. So I think with this plant, it likes humidity. a lot, but I just missed it. And also like this is the kitchen area, so when I cook there is a lot of humidity, so it's been doing well, because at the beginning when I got this plant I wasn't really misting it, so I had lots of like dry leaves. But now like I kind of like mist it maybe twice a week or once a week, and they actually like their soil to be kind of moist. And I just love the branching. It's like really like a tree, so it's almost kind of like a bonsai looking. And I actually found this plant in Tesco's. So we've been having like really cold weather, and you know, like I haven't been into a garden center for a long time. And like even like when I see plants in your local grocery stores, it's a great way to buy plants if you miss going plant shopping during the winter season. So I was actually surprised I saw this in Tesco's, and like really great condition. And I just love, I usually when I pick these plants I would, you know, look at this bark to see like how thick it is and what way they have been cut, you know, and I usually go for that first. And it's like really nice and healthy. I think there's another variety where the behind the leaves are here is really more purple. So I don't know if there are two versions of this plant, but I really like this green color one, and it's really pretty. And also I liked having you know, put stones and dressing on my soil. I find that is really great to keep away fungus gnats as well. And also I actually picked this up in homeware store where they have like all different type of animals, and these are like that you can just put them like a decor for your pots. And I find it is to be really cute. It's like a little bird one. It's really nice. Hopefully I will find like more of these ones, because they just give a nice decor to your plants. And also here I got this, it's a tulip, and this one is just a very rare one because it's very hard to find ones that has like really small blooms. Like you usually come across with the, you know, the standard ones, the bigger ones, and the pinks and those normal color ones. And this one is just like, it's very hard to get the small ones. And actually you can see all these little buds which hasn't opened yet. I haven't been really great with orchids now because I'm still kind of new to orchids, but this one is just like a very rare variety. And actually it was 10 euros in IKEA as well, so it's not too bad, because usually when you buy these plants in other places they charge more, especially this variety. And also like I prefer the white flowers. I'm not really like a colorful flower person. I just like the neutral colors. So yeah, so I bought this one for 10 euros in IKEA. And I've just so with these orchids, they just need orchid bark. They don't necessarily pot in soil, because you can see their roots are very thick, so they need kind of a substrate that is like more breathable for them. So yeah, so this is an orchid. And I know previously this window area I had the Schefflera. I think I had 3 varieties, and unfortunately the 2 variegated ones, they're just like very sensitive. And one of them actually had some sort of a pest. It was like very sticky. The leaves were very sticky, and they had these, I don't know what kind of pest it was, so I no longer have that one. And then the other one just kind of died of I was actually back home in November, and I find with Schefflera they actually don't like their environment change. Like they can't tolerate like cold temperatures. So when I came back, that plant just like start dropping leaves, and it's just very sad. So I don't have the variegated Scheffleras. I know I mentioned about with the Schefflera plants that they're very hardy, and they need to be only watered like once or twice a week. But I noticed they don't actually tolerate cold weathers. So I'm very mindful now what plants I have in my collection, especially if I'm going away for a long time, and you know, like you don't have the heating on in your home and things like that, so like the temperatures do get cold. So I'm kind of like wanting to have more like hardy plants, especially when I'm away. So I don't know, in this area if I will have more plants, or if I will get Scheffleras again, or other type of plants. So this area is my kitchen area, so it's more like a low light, indirect sun. It just kind of looks very sparsy, this area, so we'll see. And now we're moving on to the main part of my collection. So this is the only Schefflera I have. So I usually had this in my kitchen. So this is the green one, and you can see it has grown like really tall. It no longer can live in the kitchen, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it, because I do still love the variegated version. With these new leaves, you can see the different color. So with the new leaves, they're kind of like lime green, and you can see these little specks on them, which I really like when I got this plant. But then once the leaves gets very hardy, you don't see that speckle anymore. It just looks like the normal green variety, which I'm not really keen of. So it's just like a normal green Schefflera. Once the new leaves gets hardy, and yeah, you can see there's like lots of new growth coming. And this is a kind of a thirsty plant, and I know the roots on this is a little bit root bound, so I do need to repot at some stage, because you can see when it gets thirsty, the leaves kind of like droop a bit. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure about this plant. I know I've seen a lot of people with Schefflera plants, you know, the way they can bend the branch, so it looks kind of like bonsai looking, you know, just to give it like more of a structure. So mine is just like grown really straight up, like a tree. So I'm not really quite sure what I want to do with it. And also you can see underneath here, it's only one thick branch, so it's just like one black branch. And you can see the bottom here, like it's very thick, but then the rest of the stem is just like very thin, like green. So even though if I want to like twist this branching just to make it more wavy, I'm not sure if it'd be okay, but we'll see. We'll see what we'll do with this plant, because I am starting to fall out of love with this plant. So I don't know if I will sell it or whatnot, but we'll see. Yeah, so this is the only Schefflera I have. I still love the variegated one, but they don't tolerate cold weathers. And I just kind of want to show you some of my Legos that I got. So this is the Wall-E. It's one of my favorite, like it's a Pixar film or Disney. Yeah, I think it's Pixar. So it's really cute. I always love Evie, so it's cute. And then also this is a new one that I got for Valentine's Day. I think it's called Lovebirds. This was like out of stock, like really quick. I actually got it online. It's just really, actually took me nearly a week to put this together. I just love it. You know, you can see the tree looks really neat, all the branching. It's just I'm really getting into Legos, you know, like all the unique ones. And then over here I have some bonsais as well, Lego. So this is the maple tree, and then this is just a normal bonsai one with the supposed to be like the cherry blossoms. Like I really love Legos. They're really nice to, you know, like a decor in your home. Yeah, so this is the main section of my plants of my home. It's still the same. And yeah, so this is the Sansevieria. I still have this. I have lost a branch. I find people say Sansevierias, they're like very easygoing and to look after. So one of the things with Sansevierias now, they don't like to be overwatered. They can die from that, from overwatering, so they don't need to be watered a lot. So that's one mistake I have learned. Yeah, so this is actually another one that I bought. I also bought this in Tesco's as well for €10, and I just love the stripes on these Sansevierias. You can see like they're kind of like the pattern going, like all different, like same as this one. Like I just love these type of Sansevierias as well, not just the compact rare ones. Like I like these ones that has like a bit of color to them, and each leaf is just like kind of different. I really like that about Sansevierias, and they're actually very air purifying in your home as well. And then I still have this is the mother CC plant, the compact one. And yeah, so it's doing okay. It has shrunk a bit. It used to be taller, but I have lost a few branches as well. I kind of overwater it a bit, which was a mistake. So I just find like usually these plants, they're okay like a month or two without watering, but their leaves do need to be colored. I can see that they're starting to get dust on it, so I have to start cleaning them. So the new leaves, they come out like a limey green, and then they do turn dark. Yeah, and then here is my Hoya carnosa, the princess one, and it's been doing so well lately. You can see it's like really grown a lot since I put in this section. I'm hoping that it will start like trending really down nicely, and you can see here there are new leaves coming. I've always loved this plant. When I got into Hoyas, my first two were this the princess one and also the queen, but for some reason the queen, I just have a hard time with that one. You know, it kept getting mealybugs on the queen one for some reason, but the princess one has done really well. Touch wood, it will stay like that. Yeah, so I've just moved it here, so it'll be nice, you know, trailing on this plant stand that I got in IKEA. It's just really, really pretty. You know, it's just like actually one of my favorite plant in the collection. If I had to choose a plant to take away with me, it will be this one for sure. And then we're here on the main plant stand. I mean, this will never change except maybe the plants in this section. My idea of this plant stand was like I'm gonna have like all Hoyas, but now it's just like more like a trailing plant. So we're gonna start on the top. Forgive me, like I don't know all the names of my plants. It's been a long time since I've like posted a video, so I don't remember the names, but if you watch my previous videos, I would have mentioned the names. This one is still going strong. I did mention about the imperfections of this plant. It was like that when I got it, but I noticed that the color has changed a bit. So I think it has grown, like kind of stretched out grown, because you can see that the green is kind of lighter in shade. So that must be a sign of growth. I'm really looking forward to see how this will do in the next couple of years. It's just so beautiful. It's like a very rare one. I haven't seen this plant since I got it, you know, like it's a very hard one to come by, and I know that I had imperfections, so they actually gave me a discount when I bought this plant, because it's not something that you come across. It's like something that you find, you know, in the ocean. It kind of reminds me of, so it's like really, really pretty. And I think I have this plant a couple of times. I think this could be my third time buying this plant. And I find with these plants, they don't like to be overwatering as well. You can see their branches, like they're really, really thick. And so I think my mistake was like overwatering this plant, and one of the reasons why it died. And it does grow these kind of leaves at the top, but usually when it starts overgrowing, I do kind of chop it off, or they do turn yellow. And yeah, so this is yeah, so I really, really like this plant. It's just very unusual and unique plants. That's what I like in my collection, like, you know, buying unique plants that you don't come across. And yeah, so then I have another new Sansevieria, which I actually came across again in Tesco's, because like I was like really missing plants, and it was just nice to come across these plants while I was like grocery shopping. And this one I've never come across before, and it's just like a really beautiful one. Like the variegation of this one is like almost minty, but you can still see those those like lines on the leaves. I don't know what you call that, but like the pattern on the leaves is just amazing. Yeah, so this is just like my first time came across this plant. It kind of remind me of the other silvery Sansevieria. I can't think of the name, but I think you guys know which one I'm talking about. You know, the one that's like very silvery. A lot of people get that in their collection, but I haven't found that one like in a nice condition one, or like a very minty, like a silvery type of one. It's just like they're kind of more green. So I'm really happy I came across this one. So this one looks like kind of like a really still a baby size. So hopefully this will grow for me. And this one is just my other one, which I originally had. It used to be nice and bushy, and I had it on the plant stand. And these are, this is all I have left of her. And these are actually 2 new leaves that grew out from the old mother plant. And you can see here in the middle, it's actually giving me a new leaf. So they start off like that. But sometimes with Sansevieria, I find with their new growth, they can stay like kind of, you know, skinny like a stick. Like they don't give me that like full growth. So I think with Sansevierias, they do like nice, they do like a lot of sun, even though a lot of people mention that they can do well in low light. But I find like they kind of need that strong light so that their branching won't stay skinny. That they will still like, you know, get a nice growth. And I like this one. It's kind of like green, and then it's kind of like yellow on the edges as well. So I like these kind of like rare type of ones that you don't see, but their growth structure can be a bit tricky as well when they get leggy. So you won't always get this nice full size of leaf. They can turn leggy if they don't get enough conditions that they need. And I love these little bees. If you noticed them, I actually got them in IKEA. With spring coming around, they had these back in stock because like they were out of stock like very quickly. And there is a big one as well, but I wasn't really fond of the big massive one. I prefer these little small bees. Yeah, so moving on to my next shelf here. So this is my Hoya Mathilde, the variegated one, the silvery one. And you can see how well it's doing. All these lovely silvery leaves. It did struggle a bit. It did give me mealy bugs a few times, which I had to, you know, be on top of. But other than that, it's still going strong. I find with the you know, the rare ones, they're harder to look after. Like the normal Hoya Mathilde, like which is like normal green like this. You can see some of the leaves are just a normal Mathilde green. Not all of the leaves are giving me this silvery leaves, even though like I have like grow lights right here. But it's been doing really well, and it's like nice and trailing as well, which I love. And then here we have another Hoya, the I'm not going to pronounce the name of this one. It has grown a little bit since I moved it here. I find this plant, it does need a lot of like light, maybe humidity, because the first time I saw this Hoya was on Wildflower's channel, and I just fell in love with her one. And yeah, so mine one is just like grown very slowly, but it's giving me a nice like big leaves, which is really nice, because before it was giving me like tiny leaves. I find this one to be like a very grows very slow. Yeah, and then moving on here. So I found this plant in Johnstown's Garden Center. I mentioned that I really wanted one of these donkey tail burrito succulent trailing plant, and I actually found a really nice like a big chunky one, which I really wanted, like a nice decent size. I have lost a few branches. Like, I mean, this plant was actually bigger and more trailing at the back, but like these are actually very hard to pot, because once you pot them or even touch them, these little sedum, they will just drop. So it's like a very delicate plant, and I can see like where I have lost some of the sedum, like you can see there's new growth grown here, like kind of like a like a flower shape. So they do grow, but like I know a lot of people propagate these plants and then get a new one, but I haven't had any luck in that. So this plant I would recommend you just pot them once and then just leave it alone, don't touch it or anything, because it does drop leaves every time you pot it and touch it. And I just wanted to give like a nice soil, because you know with nursery garden center their soil is like compact, it's not like very airy and breathable. So I like giving nice soil as well, and also in case there's any bugs inside the soil, which I don't like. And then here is my Hoya obovata splash, which I mentioned in my, when I got this plant, it was like it came as a 2-leaf, and it didn't do well, and it was great that the owner gave me some money back on it, but has grown really nice. And I mean it had more leaves, but like they were reverting and they were kind of grown wonky. With obovatas, I find like if you don't give the conditions that they need or the waterings, I find with obovatas they're like actually very thirsty plant, and their leaves can go very wonky if you don't give the conditions that they need. And so I have chopped a few leaves off this, and I've just kept like all the nice ones that you can see. So some of the leaves you can see has the splash, and then some of them just has like the variegated, which I really love. And you can see I'm getting more new growth here, and it seems to be looking very, very good. I mean, doesn't look like I think it's going to be a nice one, hopefully, fingers crossed. And yeah, I usually I would chop it off when I see that it's reverting or just growing wonky for some reason. But I do want this to have like a really big plant in the future, which I really, really want. So fingers crossed. And then onto my second shelf here, we're going to start over this side. And so this is my crinkle 8, or crinkle 8. I find this plant has been, I don't know, it's just giving me kind of these green leaves. And also can you see these specks here? I don't know what they are, but I noticed has this kind of white specks. I don't know if it's like a fungal issue or whatnot, but it has been like giving me like new growth, like some leaves, but it just hasn't like I've got this plant, it must be, I don't know how long, but I was expecting to be like a full basket of it by now, but I just like have 2 cuttings in this pot. It has been giving me leaves, but it's just starting to get this type of white specks of it, so I don't know what the reason for that. But I think I find like not many people have this in their collection anymore. But it's a really nice one, because like, you know, crinkle 8, because it looks like the leaves has abs. So one of the reasons for that, and it's like the leaves are kind of like crinkle looking, or God's name. And then here is my Hoya, oh God, I keep mixing the names with this one and the other one. I think it's something Kadang or something. But if you saw my Hoya video, you know all the names of it. And it's been doing well. It hasn't really given me much new leaves, but it does look like it has some growth, and I just love this one. Can you see like the fuzziness of this leaf? And then also the back side is like very the back side of the leaves is like very, very fuzzy. It's like one of the reasons why I love this plant, you know, it's just really, really nice, the shiny leaves and the fuzziness of them as well. I noticed a lot of people like actually got rid of this plant in their collection, and I'm just like wondering why. I mean, it's like a really nice one. Usually like the rare varieties that you hardly can get in your collection, I tend to try to keep those, because I mean, majority of these Hoyas actually bought them on Instagram from a Hoya seller, and I don't think she sells plants anymore. I haven't come across with her yet. So yeah, so most of her plants, my Hoyas, are from an Instagram seller that I bought. So it's been doing really well. It's kind of like starting to trail, but I think once these new growths start emerging, I will cut from here, so behind here doesn't look so bald. I could fill in more here behind there. And then here's my Carnosa Stardust. And it still has that silvery speckle leaves, which I fell in love with. I just noticed like not all the leaves are like silvery, some of them are kind of green with hardly any splash. I mean, this one, it has been like popping new leaves. You can see the new growth here. It's still soft and looks kind of green as well. I mean, like you can see how big this plant is from previously when I got it. And then this is my Hoya Godin Godan, something like that. And I've been like wanting this plant for a long time. And I mentioned the seller that was selling this, like I had really had bad time, but finally has given me like a few new leaves. You can see I did chop a few of them back because they were like really tiny and they weren't doing well. So has how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it has 6 leaves. It's really beautiful, and it's actually when it's sun stressed, it has that kind of a purplish color, which I haven't really able to get, but you can see the leaf here at the back. It has that kind of like maybe starting to get a little bit purple when I had it in the other plant stand I had, like where I was like blasting with grow lights. But yeah, I mean, it's also really lovely when it's green. You can see the venation, like really reptile looking. So so even the purple is really nice. It's just yeah, so really happy like this is been doing really well. I mean, it's been one of my wish list plant that I really wanted to get. And there is another one, the Wilbur Graves, you know, the silvery one. I mean, that one is still on my list. I hope to have that in my collection as well. And then the last area, so this is the Sansevieria. I think it's the granite one, I can't remember. Yeah, so yeah, so I usually like Sansevierias where they're like compact, like these type of ones compared to the tall ones, so which I really like to get more into, but they're just very hard to come across by. Yeah, so it's been doing really well. It's like it's gone like giving me a few leaves, got really big. And then this is another Hoya. I think this is the Globso one, where it's kind of similar to that one, but the leaves are more like they're longer, you know, and they still have that fuzzy texture underneath as well. This one is just like giving me loads of leaves, because when I mentioned when I got this leaf, it was actually got like a friend from a plant group, and I think I only had 2 or 3 leaves when she gave it to me. It's just like it wasn't doing well. So ever since I got it from her, it's been really doing well. But I noticed this one here at the back is starting to get discolored. You can see next to it, it doesn't look healthy. So I noticed that with my Hoya Matilda as well, sometimes the leaves change. I don't know if it's got to do with like deficiency or maybe a bit of rot, but I probably lose that leaf. But sometimes people mention it's normal that the old leaves can die off, and but I think usually not in Hoyas. I don't think that usually come across in Hoyas, usually more in Aroids, but I will keep an eye on it anyway. And then I still have this one, I think it's the Sansevieria Ninja, still here in my collection. And with these plants, they don't need to be overwatered, you know. You can see how chunky and sharp they are. Like it's really like, you know, very hardy plants. So I'm really getting to more of the hardy plants. Yeah, so this is all the plants I have on this plant stand. So you can see like my plants in my home, it has like downsized a lot since the beginning of me making videos on plants. But hopefully I'll be able to do some shopping this summer, spring, and if you like, I can take you guys along with me to see if there's any interesting plants. And then here by the window, we still have this big bonsai, which looks very sparsely, like it has lost a lot of leaves since we got it. And I noticed in the soil, I had these kind of like very white, moldy soil at the side. So we're still gonna have to unpot this plant to inspect it. So I just hopefully it's not like root mealies, because I find with bonsais they can get mealy bugs as well, which is very annoying. And then these are the other bonsais. I mean, they're the same variety. I can't remember the name of them. And then this one here as well, which has like lots of like branching all the way here, which experimenting to see if we can get this bark to be more chunkier. But you can see like the branching on this one, the twig is actually very chunky. But I will see, but it is like taking a lot of energy from the plant in growing these branching. You can see that they're like not very bushy looking, the leaves. And then this one, I think it's some sort of like a desert rose type of plant, and I just love how thick this is, like really nice. I usually when I pick these ones, I always try to get a chunky one. I mean, these are like kind of expensive plants, they're like not cheap. And then you have all these branching, and I notice sometimes with these branching they can stretch a lot. It's like they're looking for sun or something, and you can cut them back so that you can have the plant to be nice and shaped. I mean, I have cut a few of the branching, and you can see this one here, like they do grow a new branch and more leaves, but there are times where the leaves will drop and then they come back again. But yeah, I haven't had a really like big issue with like all the leaves dropping off. I mean, I had a few like yellow leaves and drop off, and they still grow. And I think it just loves this this area. You can see it's really nice. But I am starting to fall out in love with this plant. But I know a lot of people love to have this in their collection, but we'll see. We'll see anyway. And then this is all the plants I have here on my middle shelf here, which you can see is very sparsy. Like it used to be full, but I have moved a lot of plants over to the plant shelf. And in my last video, I think I did a succulent tour or something, and I have lost a lot of those plants, which is sad. So so I have some propagations of one of the Hoyas there, and I actually gave this plant to a friend of mine, and it just wasn't doing well in her condition, so I kind of brought back home. It was looking sad, but now I've like watered it and it's getting good light. It's starting to bounce back, so I might pot it with the mother plant. We'll see. And then this is the plant that I showed you on the plant shelf, the really long chunky ones, where I mentioned that like I had like I kept over watering and it died, and actually took all the pups that were grown at the side, and I just want to experiment to see if I can grow another one. And actually yesterday I kind of failed, you know, like, you know, if you know there are roots in the plants, if you tug it and you notice that doesn't come out easily from the soil, you know, like it's like it has roots, which I'm really happy with. And some of them I notice that there are leaves growing on top of the head, so that's one of the reasons I kind of know like it's been established. So I find with some plants I can propagate well and others not so. So this will hopefully, fingers crossed, it will give me more of this plant, and I might give a few away. We'll see. Hopefully it will grow like really tall and chunky like the other ones, but usually with propagations it depends how much light and conditions that you give them. So fingers crossed that next year it will grow taller. And then this plant here, I actually came across this in Johnstown and I actually bought another one, so this is a new one. So the previous one that I had, it died of root rot as well. I find with succulents, I love succulents plants, but they're just very hard to look after, like with the watering as well, because one of the reasons succulents usually die because it's from overwatering or they're not getting good soil. And you can see all the babies, they're at the size. And this plant, I just love the color of this, like really purple. But I find like once they grow taller, they kind of give that cone shape. If you notice in my other videos of this plant, they don't stay round like that. They do like grow like a cone shape, which I'm not very fond of. But hopefully that is blasted and grow lights here that they will grow around. And then here is my Hoya Chelsea. I was actually starting to give up on this plant because I was wondering why it wasn't giving me leaves for a long time, because I always wanted like a full basket of like Hoya Chelsea, one of my wish list plant. But like it has grown, it's given me new leaves starting now the last couple of weeks, and I'm so overjoyed that this plant is doing very well, because I'd be really sad if this doesn't, like if I no longer have this plant, because it took a long time to get this plant as well. So I really want like a full basket of the Hoya Chelsea in the future, because it's really lovely when it's like overgrown in a big large basket. So I'm really happy that there are new growth. And then I think this one is some sort of Haworthia, and I just find this one to be very interesting. Like look at all the leaves, and then you can see those little white specks. Like it's just so beautiful. And I know this one is gets sun stressed, the leaves do kind of go purplish as well. Like this one is another type of Haworthia. So when they get sun stressed, you can see their leaves, they do start to turn like purple. And you can see all the little white specks on this one as well. So I really like, you know, all these type of plants, like very unique looking plants that I like to have in my collection, you know, but they and they don't need watering that much as well. So like one of the mistakes me growing in like succulents plants is because of the overwatering. Yeah, so it's really beautiful. And then I used to have two of this one, this Canaria one, and the other one unfortunately died of overwatering as well. So I only have one left, which is really, really sad. And the one that I lost is actually the bigger version one. So this one is also very hard to come across by, like one with like a very nice yellow variegation. But I was told that leaves do turn green, only the new growth turns yellow. But like this yellow variegation does stay a long time, so which is good. And then I think this is some sort of Euphorbia type of plant, and I just love this one. You can see like kind of like a minty green variegation, and you can see the top here. I don't know if it's like new growth, but it is a very slow grower, and I hope to come across like a bigger version of this plant, which they do kind of they can cost a lot like for the bigger version. But just usually I know it's nice to get small plants, and it's very rewarding when you see them growing from like when they're small to big. I know it's very rewarding. But some plants that are like very slow growers, I just like to have them start, you know, like at a reasonable size. And then this one here, unfortunately, I used to have two of this one, and the chunky one that I had, that one died of root rot as well, overwatering, and I only have this one left. Hopefully I will come across another one, which is pretty sad, you know, because this one is a very rare one to get as well. It looks like two golf balls, you know, and it's just really, really, yeah. So hopefully so usually Urban Plant Life, where I go in town, is where they have all these like the rare varieties of the cacti room that I took you there before, and that's the only place I actually find like good, that you come across like the rare variety. So I usually go there every summer. So yeah, and then this one is part of the mother plant, which I just like planted all the babies together, and I might give this one away in the future, or it could be a backup plant. So usually with this one you see these little baby ones, like they're not like the chunky ones like the full basket one that you see. But yeah, so it's really, really cute, like small, they look like little jellies. So I might give this one away in the future. And then I still have this one here, which isn't doing so well, this Hoya. It's also been giving me mealy bugs as well, but you can see here it's starting to give me some growth, because I love to see like a full basket of this plant as well. It's like another unique one. Yeah, so I usually put like dressing on top of my soil, just to, you know, keep away fungus gnats, also like keep the soil like more moisture longer, like not so much watering. So you can see like in my plant collection, that's all the plants I have. Yeah, so it has like downsized a lot. Like usually the winter time is just really hits me a lot, but now that I have these grow lights, which is really nice to have them for the winter time, you know, like the plants are doing much better than before. So yeah, this is all the plants I have in my collection, and I think I'm going to leave you here, guys. And sorry again for me taking such a long time making a video. As I mentioned, like last year just like took a toll of me, if you see my life updates. And so hopefully 2026 onwards will be a good one, and hopefully you guys are all doing well. And for those who have stuck around, I really appreciate, really grateful that you guys have stuck around and still here with me. You haven't disappeared. I know some of you guys like to see like regular videos, but I usually upload whenever I can or have the time. But like the weather has been really nice. My balcony plants on the bonsais are still doing really well out there. So spring is here now, so all the plants are starting to grow for me, and hopefully I will make another video. Hopefully it won't be that long, but yeah, that's all the plants in my collection, and when I get more plants I definitely update you guys again. So so I want to say thank you, and I will come back again very soon, and thank you for all your patience, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.